I'm only going to talk about brothers for right now. Okay. It seemed like we cheat at a high rate as far as the women are concerned. Maybe that's the problem with a lot of relationships not staying together, and also maybe even marriages not lasting, is because why can't we as men show some discipline? What up? What up? What up? This is Mike, the philosopher, along with Sean B. And today we're going to be talking about um, what's wrong with men. What is wrong with men? You tell me. Um, I had someone contact me, Sean, and someone asked me, this light is too bright for me. Someone asked me, what's wrong with men? Why can't men stay faithful? And the reason they asked me that is because you had Nia Long, who had just got in a situation with her man about cheating. Her man was cheating. And someone said to me, Mike, the most beautiful women get cheated on. The most beautiful women. You had that happen with Halle Berry. You had that happen with Beyonce. You have that happening with Nia Long. Real quick, Sean, what is your idea about why men cheat, and does it matter how attractive the woman is? What say you?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for all men. No man really can. So, my opinion is just gonna be really speaking for me. Becky, turn it down some more. Um, you never know what's going on in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Men aren't exclusive to cheating, like as if women aren't.
Facts. That is a fact.
And obviously, when someone is getting cheated on and that becomes a public situation, it's obviously trouble in the household. So, I mean, it sucks, but it's not like that's the first time that's ever happened. I mean, there's a lot of celebrities that's gotten cheated on, unfortunately. I mean, world's favorite, Beyonce, unfortunately, they had a whole situation supposedly.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a whole situation. Sean B dropped off. I think his phone is probably gone. But what happened is Beyonce ended up allegedly getting cheated on by Jay-Z. And she made a whole song about it. The whole Lemonade series was about cheaters. So I had a female friend of mine contact me and say, Mike, what is up with men and the cheating? They said, you know what? As a woman, you might as well just go ahead, get fat, eat bonbons, do your thing, live your life, and don't worry about staying in shape for these men. Don't worry about catering to them. Don't worry, because at the end of the day, all that hard work is going to be paid off by a man cheating. Okay. And I said, that is not that is not how you handle that situation. Okay. You don't want to stop working out. You don't want to stop getting yourself in shape, because at the end of the day, getting yourself in shape and working out is to your benefit, and it's for your health, and it's it's good for you. It's not, I mean, you're not doing that for a man, you're doing that for yourself, first of all. And that should be a reason enough to keep in the gym and watch your diet and things like that. So not to give up on, you know, working out, because it's not just about the man. But I understood what she was saying. She was saying that it doesn't matter how hard we work or how hard we try. Some of our best women have men cheat on them. And what is the reason? What is the purpose of that? And let me say, first of all, I feel like this: men do cheat, but like Sean said before he left, women cheat too. This is not just about men. This is about the, well, in this case, this is just about the men, but women cheat too. But let me stick to the men because the women had enough on them. Um, in my opinion, right? And I made a video about this. I made a video about why men cheat. So go check that video out in my catalog when you get a chance. I outlined the reasons why men cheat. So look for that video. I'll have it at the end of this video also. That being said, um, here's the thing. Anytime you have a high value man, he is going to have options. Doesn't matter if the woman is a celebrity or if the woman is rich. The governor is in the building, Black Mellow. It doesn't matter if the woman is rich or the woman has, celebrity. She has money. What up, Black? How you doing, man? Now, the question, and I'm gonna ask you this question. I had a colleague of mine contact me and ask me, honestly, Mike, why do men cheat so much? You had the whole Nia Long thing happen. Nia Long is trending in the news right now. Another, Black goddess. You know what I mean? You was one of the finest women in Hollywood for the most part, and she just recently had her man, step out on her. You know, the question from the women is to the men: why is it that men cheat? It don't matter how rich she is. It don't matter how fine she is. It don't matter how much celebrity she has. The dudes still step out on her. What say you about that, first of all?
Yeah. I kind of don't even know what to say on that because that was a ball move.
That was a what?
It was a goofball move. It's a goofball move on any level to cheat at all on anybody. It's a trust thing. If you in a so-called committed relationship with somebody and they believe they can trust you when they back is turned, and you turn around and stab them in that same back, you know.
But here's the thing. It just seems like men, and I'm only going to talk about brothers for right now. Okay, it seemed like we cheat at a high rate as far as the women are concerned. Maybe that's the problem with a lot of relationships not staying together, and also maybe even marriages not lasting, is because why can't we as men show some discipline?
And if I'm gonna be honest, man, we are broken people. I think the whole society as a whole, how men are raised is was pretty much undisciplined. And I think it goes back years through the experience. This is all men, this is not just one race. I just think culturally, this generation and generations before, basically, once you start chipping away at what a moral code is or moral value is for a functioning society, in my humble opinion, you're going to decrease the standard of quality of life, respectability for your fellow man and woman. And because of that, as a result, anything goes eventually. And I believe the eroding of those moral codes are finally starting to, or have been for a minute now, run their course and reach an apex of disrespect towards your fellow man, where you can kill somebody, for instance, and not really have no remorse about it. You can smoke acts of people's names that you killed disrespectfully in their name. You can cheat on people, lay with your best friend's wife, fiance, and you can rap about it, and people will pay to hear you talk about, sleeping with the next man's wife. I think it was an R&B singer. He was Mr. Take Your Woman, or Mr. Take Your Chick was an R&B singer, and it's very popular. So it's become a backwards form of how we express ourselves and celebrate disrespect as a culture, in my opinion.
Let me drop another Mike the Philosopher philosophy and theory on you real quick, and you tell me if I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or if I'm on to something. The reason why I think that brothers, and I'm gonna just stick with us, make no mistake, all races do it. Okay, all races do it, but I'm gonna stick with us. The reason why brothers do it, and probably even at a higher rate, I think, is because there is no man on the planet that is, I would say, as least appreciated as the black man. There is no man that has had no. There is no man who has the who doesn't have a support, like us as black men. We don't have a support system. We are so on our own, so to speak. Oftentimes we don't find support with our women. We don't find support with the system. We're the bottom of the bottom. Okay. And when I say that, not physically or anything like that, but what I'm saying is society has us at the bottom due to our color and due to our sex, especially in the West. Right. So I think that brothers have an issue with self-esteem, that when they get any sort of attention, they grab on it like it's going out of style. So if they get that attention, they're going to capitalize on it, because there's no telling when that attention is going to come back their way. It's harder for men to say no. I mean, I think Chris Rock said it in one of his stand-ups. A man is as faithful as his options, right? And for when you're dealing with the men who has the least appreciation and maybe even questionably the lowest self-esteem, you're dealing with a man who is, I would say, is very impulsive, right? So if the man is impulsive, he's going to react just like a woman who shops, right? Women, and for the record, our women are the biggest spenders of anybody in the country, right? Black women. So we both have an impulsive problem. The impulsive triggers for men is sex, and for women it's goods and services, it's shopping. Okay, telling the man to curb his impulsive you know set when it comes to sex is like telling the woman to curb her impulses when it comes to the things that she buys and shopping. Now, can it be done? Yes, it can be done. But you're dealing with people who are trying to fill a hole within them.
Yeah, I agree.
You see what I'm saying? They're trying to fill an emptiness within them. And that's why it happens. Now, you might say, Jay-Z ain't got no holes in him. Eric Benet didn't have none with Holly. This guy ain't got none with Nia. Well, that's because these type of men are considered high value men. And when it comes to high value men, just because you have the riches and the money don't mean you don't have a hole somewhere. Now, look, let me also say this. Men are wired to procreate. It's really as simple as that. Men are wired to procreate, and by doing so, the alpha male oftentimes mate with as many females as he can, because it's in him to do so. It's in him to pass his genes. This is a subconscious thing that's going on in men. It's equivalent to a woman having or being emotional. Okay, she's a woman. It's not like she can turn her emotions off, and it's not like a man can turn his procreation off.
Well, but at the same time, and I agree with a lot of what you just said, but the difference is we are an advanced civilization. We are the apex predator male on the earth. We have the largest capacity to think, comprehend, and understand and understand things. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, we have the ability to premeditate things. We can think and look into the future and plan things out if we choose to. We also understand the concept of self-discipline. Self-discipline doesn't come overnight, but it's not an instinctual thing. It is something that is trained, built up, developed over time for a greater good. Now, if I make a commitment, my word is supposed to be my bond. The code that some men live by is just that. It's my bond. My word is my bond. Because I can't prove to you everything I'm saying in the moment, look at my track record, and you can pretty much trust that what I'm taking into the future as a declaration of my commitment to this woman is going to stand. Her security should be in my words as a man, because we all are males, but there's a difference between a male and a man. A man stands on his principle. A man stands on his codes. A male is instinctual, like an animal almost, and emotional. So he goes off his surroundings, what he sees and what he feels, what he can reach out and touch. That's undisciplined. We got to do better as men to say, nope, I'm not doing that. I stand on principles. This is going to preserve my family as a unit and stop the fracturing of Black families. Just speaking about Black people.
Right. But look, at the end of the day, I know some may disagree with this, but at the end of the day, humans are animals. We think a lot with the cerebellum. Instinctive things are in us that cannot be so easily dismissed. Like you could tell a woman, stop being emotional. Yeah, she has the cerebral cortex or whatever to work on that, but at the end of the day, she's emotional. She's thinking with the cerebellum. It's instinctive. Some things are just instinctive. Now I'm not saying that it's not something we can't work on. It's definitely something that we can't work on. We can work on, but what I'm saying is people have to understand the psychology of human beings. We are, at the end of the day, we are animals, and we sometimes think with the lower end of the brain, the cerebellum. We think with those instinctive, um, instincts. Okay, a man is going to always think to procreate. A woman is always going to be emotional. It's just how we are designed. It just is what it is. And when you're dealing with the man who feels the least appreciated and the least celebrated, that man is going to have an empty hole he's going to always be trying to fill. Now, as far as the celebrities go, those guys already view themselves as alpha males, and alpha males oftentimes feel like they can do whatever they want to do. They just can. I
Yeah,
think.
but my thing though, I hear you. My thing though too, man, this alpha male thing is getting out of hand. I'm seeing a lot of them words. I'm seeing that word been thrown out a lot lately. And the more people that are popping up to these platforms talking about alpha this and alpha that, in my opinion, really ain't alphas. They're really betas that demonstrate aggression. They think aggression makes you an alpha. Aggression don't make you an alpha. I mean, a lack of discipline don't make you an alpha. The fact that you want it all is childish, actually. You're actually demonstrating signs that you ain't developed even to the beta level yet. Everybody wants it all. But it's the fact that I know that I've made this commitment and I'm standing on this. And I know the temptations are out there, but I'm strong enough in who I am. And my word gotta mean something, to the point where it don't matter if a supermodel or big booty, you know, whoever came up to me and wanted to throw it at me, I gotta stand on something. Because I'm understanding, like I said, we can see in the future. I know if I take this action, if my whole moral compass collapses and I just give into my lust, what I see like a child, because if you bring kindergartners together on their recess or whatever, and you pass out marbles or toy trucks or Barbie dolls or whatever it is to one kid, they're gonna want it all, right? They're gonna want to play with everything. But if you take them away and you say, here you go, you only get one, you only get one, you only get one, they're gonna start whining and crying because they only got one of a lot. But listen, the more you grow, the more you develop, the more you understand you can't be greedy, you gotta share, this, that, and the third principles. Then you'll start to say, oh, I understand why I can't have it all right now. I cannot have it all. It ain't even good for me to have it all. It's good for me to have one. That one is mine. I don't want his. I want what's mine and nothing less. Yeah. It's a code we missing, man. And we celebrate dysfunction every day. They get more and more popular every day. So these so-called beta, in my opinion, alpha males pop up talking about, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I can do that, I can go here, I can spend that, I can get this girl, I can lay with 20 chicks, and it's cool. And that's what everybody's supposed to be doing. Man, shut up. That ain't they backwards. That's Alice in Wonderland. That's backwards world.
Nia Long,
Take a code, a standard. Only get what's yours. Don't get what's the next man's. and stand on that.
All right. Nia Long made a statement about this situation. She said the outpouring of love and support from family and friends and the community during this difficult time means so much to me. Nia said to people, I ask that my privacy be respected as I process these recent events. Above all, I am a mother and I will continue to focus on my children. Below is everything you need to know about. Okay, so that's what she said. Above all, she's going to focus on her children because,
it's a family affected by this dude. Loose,
well,
reckless.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, Black. Here's the thing. I don't look. It's hard for me to really judge him or her because we don't know what's going on in that household. There are a lot of men in so-called sexless marriages. Okay, and they're not even married. I don't think officially they're engaged, but they're not married. Nia Long is 51. And I'm not saying women who are 51, don't want to get down, but, her age has to be taken into account in this situation.
There's nothing wrong with a woman in the 50s.
Ain't nothing wrong with. I know some women 50 plus who can really get down. But what I'm saying is, we don't know what the situation is in that household and how even, what their regimen is, how active it is, because I am a firm believer, and this is just me. I invented something else. Okay. Yes. Mike the philosopher got all these inventions, right? I invented something called the sex trap. Okay. And what I mean by the sex trap is you can't have relations with your wife or girlfriend, and you can't have relations with nobody else. In other words, she putting it on lock, and she putting you on a P punishment. Let's just call it that. Okay. And you as a man have to take it on the chin. Like, what am I supposed to do? This is how men are in sexless marriages. They're in what I call a sex trap. Okay. Because they can't go any place. They can't do anything. They can't get it from their woman who they devoted their life to, because she put him on a punishment to try and control his mind, or he can't go to anybody else because that will be considered cheating. And this is how, and oftentimes this is the reason for divorces. So what happened is a woman put a man on a sex trap. He get out of the trap and go have relations with somebody else. He's called a cheater, and then they divorce. Rinse and repeat. This is what happens. Women get in relationships or marriages. They get them in that P punishment, and then he goes someplace else because he's saying, I ain't gonna be in no P punishment. And then he get caught, he's the cheater, and then they divorce, and she gets out scot-free looking like the good person when she was part of that problem. You see what I'm saying?
I get that too. But what I would say in response to just that point alone is, we don't know what led up to it. We don't even know if that was the issue. But
right. But what I'm saying is we can't exclude that because we don't know all of the details. Now, I don't know if the issue was on him or on her. Obviously, it was on him because he is the one who cheated. But we don't know how much it was on her too.
No, I'm not pointing no finger either way. All I'm saying is this. I'm